How's it going out there, YouTubers? Cyberneticshark here with another new movie review for you. So let's get right into this review and see what I saw. The other night, I had the pleasure of watching a new film that just actually came out at the beginning of this year. It is a Halle Berry-driven film and kind of similar to the film The Call. And this one is called Kidnapped. Now, this movie is basically, like I said, similar to The Call. A little different, though. A little bit more personal this time versus how it is in The Call. But at the same time, it's kind of the basic, same kind of type of thriller and kidnap type of film where you have to, a person has to be saved from these crazy people, basically. But at the same time, it was just a really well done and great new interpretation of like a kidnap or a thriller type of film. Now, this film was directed by Louis Prieto. Now, Louis Prieto really hasn't done a ton of films over here in the United States, but it's done a lot of Spanish films. But he has done a couple over here that some might know, some might not know. But one of them is actually from 2012 called Pusher, which is actually based on another film, and it's actually considered a remake of a film also made over in Spain. I'm not too familiar with that film. I haven't seen it, but I heard that it's a decent film with a decent cast. Also, Louis Prieto has also directed, or was a portion director, of a documentary series called The Disunited States of America, which is kind of basically a documentary about Trump becoming president and just kind of everything what's going on with the United States and stuff like that, and just people's opinions and so forth. And it's like a documentary style type of film. And he actually was one of the directors on it. But I haven't actually seen that either. I don't think it's even come out yet. I'm not 100% sure. I know it's supposed to come out this year, but at the same time, there's really no release date on it yet. So, I mean, it could be out, a couple weeks, in a week, who knows? But at the same time, it's another one that some people might associate Louis Prieto with. But I thought Louis did a really good job with the film. He made a decent thriller type of film and made it entertaining and enjoyable. It was very, well crafted, and I thought it was a very different take on a kidnapping type of film, type of thriller, because they actually the film really not focus very much on showing the bad guys until almost towards the end of the film, which I found that quite interesting. Usually in kidnapping movies or any type of thriller like that, usually you see the bad guy right off the bat, but in this film they don't. They just you hear a voice or you see an arm or something like that saying, oh, don't come near us because we're gonna kill your kids, stuff like that. It was actually a really different type of take on a thriller kidnapping film, and I thought he did a good job with that. Now, this film doesn't have a huge cast. Primarily, it's the one actress that's kind of the main star and kind of the person that you see pretty much throughout the whole film. And then you had the few people that play the bad guys. And if most of the people that play the bad guys are really nobodies, except for one gentleman that was a part of that clan. But to start off this awesome film, we have the main star herself, Miss Halle Berry. Now, Halle Berry, of course, we all know from, the Storm in the X-Men series. We know her from, Monster Ball. We know her from Swordfish. I mean, she's been around and done a lot of films. But a couple films I really enjoyed her in that I thought she was really good in were such films as the 1994 film, The Flintstones movie, which I think is a great role. It was it's actually a pretty good sized role for even the small role it was, but still at the same time she was really good in it, and you really enjoyed her character in the film. And that was just an all-around well done made film too as well, because I mean, we've known the Flintstones for many years but never seen them in live action, so it was very interesting type of film that they really did a good job of making, and Halle Berry's character and role was really fun. Another film that she was in that wasn't that bad of a movie and was a different type of role for her, and also another kind of superhero, supervillain type of role, is the awesome film Catwoman. Now, that film didn't do very well at the box office. It wasn't considered a huge success. It wasn't anything spectacular. But at the same time, I thought it was entertaining enough to watch and be a decent film. It was definitely a very different take on Catwoman because in the comic books, traditionally she was white, and so when they cast a African American woman to play the character, it was very different because over the years they've actually transitioned her into being an African American woman. So it was a different take on Catwoman because in previous movies we've seen her as white too as well, like in the Batman TV series, in the second Batman movie with Michael Keaton, Michelle Pfeiffer. So it was a very different take on Catwoman in general, and so that was kind of a unique take on it. And I thought Halle Berry did a good job. I thought she was very interested in it, thought she was very action-packed, and I thought she did a decent job. But in Kidnapped, I thought Halle Berry was amazing. She was once again great. She was perfect in the role. She was very believable, seeming like she's really this, child's mother that's been kidnapped and, having to deal with the things that she's dealing with. She was very smart, and it definitely was an awesome role, and I thought she did an amazing job, and it was very fun, too, and I thought she did a great job with the film, and everyone she interacted with, I thought she did a really good job, too. It was a really very interesting and amazing role. The only other guy that has an actual credit in this film, or that is a known actor that's in this film that I could find research about, was actually a gentleman that has been actually in the Walking Dead series for, I guess, a few episodes, season 3, I believe, is Mr. Lou Temple. Now, Lou Temple plays, like, the main bad guy in the film, and he's kind of the one that, like, is kind of orchestrating everything and, like, trying to get this done. You kind of get a brief glimpse of him for short parts throughout the movie, and so you kind of look at him, you're like, I don't really recognize him, and so once you see a picture of him, you're like, oh, interesting. Wow, he looks nothing like who he does in real life. It was kind of interesting. But Lou Temple, like I said, it was in the Walking Dead series, but also he has a couple other movie credits that I thought were interesting. Particularly, he was actually in the awesome Rob Zombie film, The Devil's Rejects. And he played a very interesting and sadistic role in that film. And once again, kind of like a horror genre, type of horror film, along with being in The Walking Dead. So it was kind of up his alley. Another film that he was in that I thought was, I totally didn't realize it was him in it, because it's been years since I saw the film, or I saw it in theaters, actually. I haven't really seen it since it was in theaters, was an awesome prequel film that was really very good and, interesting and awesome, and that is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Beginning. And he played actually the sheriff guy that's in town that's a part of the family. So I thought that was quite interesting to see him in such that capacity and totally forget that was him and that character. And I was like, wow, he actually was really good in that. So I was surprised he didn't get more dialogue and more scenes in Kidnapped, because he's really a good actor and he plays a really good sadistic type of person. So it was very interesting to see him in Kidnapped and totally, after reading about him again and realize, oh my gosh, that is him in Texas Child Massacre at the Beginning. And it's like, whoa. I was like, nah, that can't be the same guy. Because he was like so different looking in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I was like, wow, what a transformation. This guy is like a chameleon. But anyways, in the film, even though his parts were real short and small, still they were very interesting, and, nothing to tout about, like anything great, but at the same time I thought they were very entertaining and entertainment-wise. And he made the film good, and he made it enjoyable, and made the film kind of flow very well. And his characterization of the bad guy was actually, very, accurate and to the point. And that made it very enjoyable. So if you're not familiar with what Kidnap is about, basically what happens is Halle Berry's character is at this, like, fair type of thing. And she's on the phone talking to somebody, and all of a sudden, her son disappears. And she doesn't know what happened. All of a sudden, she finds out that he's been taken, and she starts chasing the people that took him, through the parking lot, and then the rest of the film is basically about her getting her son back and stopping these bad guys. And that's pretty much the whole premise of the film, just what she goes through and what she needs to do to be able to save her son. And it was a very well done film, I thought. I thought it was really enjoyable, very good. I was really shocked at how well done it was, and that it was a very decent film. I wasn't expecting too much from it because it wasn't, considered a very big hit. But also at the same time, usually those types of movies are the ones I really enjoy because, they're entertainment. They're not gonna be nominated for Oscars, Academies. That's because that's not what everyone's looking for when it's watching movies. It's about entertainment. And that's what this film was. I give this one 9 golden movie boxes up. It was very decent. I can't give it a full 10 because I felt that there could have been more to it and it could have been a little bit longer. But at the same time, still 9 golden movie boxes up, and I thought it was still a great film. Definitely looking forward to adding it to my collection eventually. And it's a great film. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It's worth a watch, people. It's real fun. It's real entertaining. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, or if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Subscribe so you don't miss one of these awesome videos, or any of the videos I make. And as always, keep your eyes out for any old or newer videos you might not have seen mine yet. And as always, check out that link down below about the awesome horror pack, especially if you're a huge horror buff, or if you love horror movies at all. What better way to get horror movies than right to your door every month of awesome 4 random DVDs or Blu-rays of awesome horror goodness. And also, who want extra awesome limited editions that you can only get exclusively through the awesome horror pack? That's right, exclusive people that are limited, which means that they're going to be worth some money. Collector's item! Oh yeah! So what are you waiting for? Sign up for their stuff too. And if you are interested in signing up, let me know down in the comments so I can hook you up with an awesome discount on your first awesome month and subscription. Yeah. And as always, catch you in the next one.